Okay, me in business. Happy Back Talk Thursday. I look a mess because this has been actually a really good week for me. So many good news. So I did some running around today. So I literally just got in the house and was like, oh my god, I gotta jump in front of the camera. So much going on. And I'm so excited for today's guest. A 17-year-old entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur at that, like own salon suite. Not only that, I love when the girls is like giving back. So she's out here paving way for more young women to be entrepreneurs in their own right. So excited for that. So we about to get into it. Oh, thank you. Oh, you like my content? I'm so happy y'all not pressed about how I be looking on here. Just get the gems. I think she's here, Jamila. I want to get my guest on here. Like for some reason, I have to press the button a bunch of times. And that bothers me because why y'all doing that?
Hey,
Here we go.
how you
Hi.
doing? Good. Let
Good.
me send this around to some people
Come
real
on,
quick.
Skin.
Hold on. Because we're going to have the people up in here
No
today.
problem.
All right.
Yes, I'm
Thanks
so
for
excited to
having
have you
me.
on,
I
girl.
was looking forward to this.
You're not even kidding me. You're literally like,
Mm,
when I think of Black Girl Magic,
Thank
that's
you.
literally you.
Let me-
Like, I wish I say this all the time when I come across your page. I'm just like, yo, I wish I had your mindset when I was your age, because at your age, my thing, I was a go getter, but I wasn't go getter where I want to own a business. I never thought about that until I got
Thank
to
you.
my high 20s, which is like now. But yes, so this is amazing. So a lot of people these probably mostly your people, but for the girls who are gonna watch this on YouTube, let them know who you are and why you
Hello,
are just
guys.
that
My name
girl.
is Jamila Small. I'm a 17-year-old entrepreneur just walking in her purpose. And for me, walking in my purpose is just following my heart. You know, some days I have bad days, some days I have good days. And truly, what I do is just be my authentic self. I don't try to come on here and pretend to be somebody that I'm not, because at the end of the day, we all go through struggles. And my overall goal is to be relatable, to allow somebody to have that safe space within my content and who I am in my business. So yeah, I'm a hairstylist. You can book me. I have a salon suite, and I have many more things in store coming.
So tell us a little about your journey. Like, when did you first start
Yes,
doing hair? I
so
know it was at a
I
young age.
started my entrepreneur journey at 12 years old with doing hair. So it was always like a service exchange. And I really just started it because it's like, okay, I think I could do hair. And I really didn't even know how to do hair for real, but I just had a passion, and I was always like a hustler. Like I'm still a hustler. That's still in me.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what, like I'm always going to find a way. Like that's the type of person I am. So I started off like doing hair, and the first hairstyle I did, it was terrible. It wasn't all that. I started in my bedroom. From there, I started off actually doing my cousin's hair. And when I did their hair, I did some box braids and I did it with some rub ins, and I thought it was that because I grew up with my mom doing some box braids in my hair, and she would always have me looking good. So I was like, why not do hair? So that opened so many doors for me. And from then it was like I was always just in rooms just using my voice. Like that was the most powerful thing I ever had. I would always just speak my mind. I was 12 years old speaking on panels. And also like I was, even during quarantine, I was one of them people doing Forex. Like that's how much of a hustler I was. And I wasn't even supposed to be doing that for
You
real.
know what's crazy? When I hear you speak, I said to
Yeah,
myself, I'm like, she
I
gotta be a
used to be.
forest girl. Cause that I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I like the real girls, the real ones, not the ones who was out here just doing whatever. But one of my friends was doing Forex, and I felt like that
Yeah,
passion for wanting everybody to win, everybody like, I found something that could get your
yeah,
money in your pocket. Y'all need to get on this, but that aggressive nature, but with love. Like, come on, y'all. I found something. Y'all need to
yeah.
hop on this. I'm giving y'all free game.
I
Like,
was like
don't be
so young.
lazy.
Like I was 12 years old building a team. Like I was a part of the whole IML scheme. I didn't know it was a scheme at the time. But like that was just to show like I was always like, okay, what's my way out? Because I just like, even with me now, I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm on the path there. And for me, it's more like I just, I could be down for a few, but I got to get back up because this is bigger than me. Like, no matter, it's not about no ego, it's not about having a lifestyle, none of that. It's bigger than me, and I really have to break the generational curses. Like right now, as before I got even on here, I was sitting and I'm thinking like, I have to go to college. I have to do this. Like I have to walk in my purpose, and I can't just give up because things are getting challenging. So yeah.
If you don't mind sharing, what are some of the challenges that
So
you're
some
having and how you're
challenges I
working
would
through them?
say, even I would say the toughest people go through their self-doubt moments. Like
Mm-hmm.
when, as an entrepreneur, as a
Yep.
business owner, and just as a human being overall, like you wake up and when you're trying to beat the odds and you don't have the exact blueprint in front of you, you don't have anybody giving you handouts and stuff, you have to be extremely vision minded. Like sometimes you wake up and you're not going to
Mm-hmm.
see the vision all the way through. Like I wake up some days and I'm just like, I don't know how this is going to get done. And lately, like I've been turning to faith because it's like I noticed like I was turning to fear too much. Like I'm always asking myself, how can I do this? How is this gonna be taken care? Like just questioning everything. And what I noticed is like what's for me is gonna forever be for me. So if I constantly live in
Mm-hmm.
this state of mind of fear, like what am I really getting done? Like I'm just blocking all my
Mm-hmm.
blessings because I'm being fearful. And fear doesn't do anything but feed the enemy. So I have to be extremely intentional with my interactions, like how I even speak to myself. Like lately I be careful. I don't even listen. Like I like when I tell you to be very transparent, I'm a type of girl, like I love rap music. Like I love drill music and all that stuff. And I had to take a moment back from that because I'm like even from certain habits too, because when you're going through something in a season of your life and you'll be like, I need this, I need to talk to this person, and it'll be like I'll be dependent on everything else as a source instead of prayer or just allowing myself to be
Yep.
present in the moment. So it's like now I'm being more intentional. I'm like, when I feel like fear is coming, I'm like, that's the devil, because what I'm learning right now as I get older and through experiences is when you're the chosen one and God has his hands on you, the devil's never getting his hands off you. Like, so every time it's always going to be
Mm-hmm.
little tests and trials, and you just have to get back up and you got to remind yourself of the bigger picture. I always tell myself is don't allow your ego to speak louder than your calling. Because being young, I know I'm talking about a lot, but being young, being
No,
young
no, this is
and
perfect. Go ahead.
you have like it's so many obstacles you're faced with. Like a lot of people see me, they like, this little girl killing it, but you don't see the envy that comes with it. You don't see the failure, the self-doubt that comes with it. You don't see like, yes, I'm up here right now, but there's a moment that like it's so much things that could pull me back down. So I have to constantly
Yeah.
remain grounded and say, hey, like you can't afford to do that. You can't afford to feed into that. Like I've been literally just be extremely intentional. And sometimes it's just like what I tell myself. Like before I sit here and question what I'm capable of doing, I'll sit there and be like, God, show me the way. Show me what's for me. Because I know what's for me is gonna be for me.
Mm-hmm. You're really wise. I'll tell you that because how you're talking now is
Mm-hmm.
how I say things, and that's from years of making mistakes. So the fact that you're at your age, and you
Yeah.
actually at an age where you can afford to make
Yeah.
mistakes, but you're already at a I don't want to make these mistakes. I want to already. That's good because by the time you get, I'm about to be 30. By the time you get to my age, I can imagine this is amazing that you think this way though, because I think when it comes to entrepreneurship, a lot of people
Yeah.
do see the fun part of it, but they don't understand that it's like you have to really be
That's
super
true.
passionate, super motivated about what you want to do, because at one point,
Mm-hmm.
at some point, that's going to be the only thing that's going to drive you. You might not have people in your
Mm-hmm.
family. I remember at your panel when I came, it was so many people
What is
asking
that?
this one question, and I feel like it's because most of the
Mm-hmm.
people were either from an
Oh
African
yeah.
household or from a Caribbean household, and their whole thing was, what do
Mm-hmm.
you do if your parents are not supporting you, or if your friend your family's not supporting you? And I told one girl, I was like, honestly,
You
it sucks, but
do.
sometimes you got to be your own support.
You do.
How bad do you really want this? So what's
To be
driving
very
you when you have these
transparent with you,
self-doubt
I didn't
moments?
really see how deep my tribe was till I was at my event. I'm not gonna lie to you, because it's like until it's like in a moment you can have the whole world rooting for you, right? But if you feel alone, you feel alone. You could have a whole audience, but that don't matter. Because if you're not happy within, like, you're not gonna see all that. Like, when you're in your self-doubt moments, you don't see this person cheer you, or if you don't value your own opinion, you're not gonna value the crowd's opinion. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, I would say in the self-doubt moments, it's really like, I gotta really like just sit down and reflect. Like, I think self-reflection is major for me, because it's like, I don't want to be my trauma. Like, that's something major for me, because I remember, like, every time I try to run from it, it comes right back. You know why a lot of people be like, oh, I was just in this place in my life last year. Like, it keeps happening. I stay in the same place. Yeah, because you're not allowed.
You're not learning the lessons that you're supposed to learn.
So right now, where I'm at right now, I'm like, I'm constantly being challenged in certain areas of my life, only for the fact that I keep running into those areas of my life trying to hide the real truth. Sometimes you got to allow yourself to face the truth and be like, okay, let me go through this season so I could overcome it. So for me, in the self-doubt moments and stuff, I'm like, let me overcome this state of mind. And sometimes you can listen to all the audiobooks, you can listen to all the podcasts, all the positivity. But if you're not really feeling that, and you don't really feel that within, it's not going to mean anything. Like, I don't care how much events you go to, you're going to be motivated, you're going to be piped up in a minute. But the moment you sit alone and you self-reflect, like, you could tear yourself all the way down. I don't think people realize that.
Oh yeah, crazy. Your mind will go crazy.
You could be in the audience, like, you ever realize when you pop out with your friends, you let and a lot of people, they hide their pain in their friendships. Like, people that constantly go out, and I don't judge whatever the case is, because everybody has their own season. But when you go out, you like, some people drink their pain away. Some people be like, I need a split. Some people say they do their own thing. They had it, so they find their little boyfriend or whatever the case is, and it's like, but when that person leaves you, you have to sit with yourself. When orders, you can't resort to nothing
else. Home.
You going to bed crying. You still not happy with it. So, like, I think my main thing right now, even like a lot of people don't know this, but right now I cut off a lot of revenue streams only to focus on myself, because I noticed once you got a peace of mind, you're unstoppable. Like, once you have this, like, you have this fully together, everything else will flow. And I feel like the true meaning of success is a peace of mind. Like, it's not even about the assets and stuff like that, because if I have a peace of mind, I could lose it all today and get it back tomorrow. But if I don't, when I lose that business, or I lose that friendship, I lose myself within it, and I don't want that. So I feel like that's major.
Right. That's good. Let's pivot a little. So, you started doing hair in your bedroom. What was the process to you launching your salon suite? Like, what was the mindset to say, you know what, I want to have a salon suite, but also you rent it out to people, so you're also doing income. So how did that come about?
Was like, I always said hair would be the start of something great for me. So, like, first, initially, I started off, I'm like, oh shoot, like, people weren't booking me because I knew how to do hair. People was booking me because of who I am and, like, just my energy. And I'm like, I was working in a salon, and it's like the salons weren't doing it for me, because when you work in other people's spaces, like, they saw I was young, they saw I had a lot of motion, and they got intimidated by that. And then they started, like, grown women that could be my mama was over here talking about me and stuff like that. And I'm like, this is going to hinder my growth. I need to get out of there. So there was a moment. Exactly.
It's going to mess with your mental too.
Exactly. Wants to work, there was a moment I was working somewhere, a shop near my school. Then I went back home. And then I went back home, and I was working back home. And it was like a trap. I'm like, I can't keep doing all these people here in my mama's house, like, late night. And I'm talking, a lot of people don't know this, but, and then now, even with myself as a hairstylist, I'm going back to the foundations. Like, I'm going back to the stuff that got me here, because I'm like, in order to maintain it, sometimes you get too comfortable. So now I'm like, all right, let's get back in the field. But a lot of people don't know this. I started off doing hair, like, I wasn't like, oh, I wasn't lazy with this crap. I was not. I would wake up at 5 a.m., have clients 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. And I was 12, 13, 14. I never cared. I was known for early appointments. You could come, you could get accommodated, customer service. Like, I was doing it. hair included, always. That was always it, no
Wow.
matter the model. Like, I would be the first one. Even there was a time I was opening the shops that I was rented at. My mom did not want that. She didn't even know that. But I'm like, I got to get this hustle in. I was opening the salons, and I was like, yeah, let me get it. And it was a time when I was looking at it, and I'm like, I'm paying this much to rent a chair. I could get my own stuff. So when I started doing research and I went on Craigslist, someone texted me and said I look cute. Thank you. But yeah. So I went on Craigslist. I started doing research, and I actually got, like, I went to view a space, and I was like, yeah, this is not it. I can't be, no, like, something didn't go how it was supposed to go. Then after that, I went to view another space, and I was like, wow, I actually wanted a storefront, but everything happens for a reason, because storefronts have a lot of overheads. People don't know that. Like, when people post the keys, you gonna be, when it's snowing in New York, you gotta go and shovel that. You gotta go take care of all that stuff. So I said the suites is the best thing because utilities is included. Utilities is included. You have one set rent, and I went ahead and I had money saved aside. That's one thing. When I came into this, I was extremely, like, financially responsible with it. Like, I was not the type to blow my money. I was stacking it, mainly because of my financial advisor. Like, I hired a financial advisor at the time, and I got an assistant.
Wait. You're at what age right now doing all of this?
17. I just turned 17 in February.
But no, when you
But
the
at
story
this
you're telling,
age, what's 2021? If I can't do math for real. But
let's say 14, 15 or 15.
I want to
14,
say
15 about.
I started with my financial advisor at 15. So 15, 16, yeah. Because my 16th birthday
Who
came.
told you to do this, or you wanted to do this on your own?
I wanted to do this on my own. So yeah, I really was
just got one.
Yeah, I got bigger than Key, and she really got me. Like, I was like, finances is deeper. Like, I realized building a team was fundamental to my growth, only for the fact that I don't know everything. I'm young on the turn, and this third or fourth is too much going on. There's so much I can only take on my plate. So from there, I was like, all right, Key got me all together. She taught me, like, separate business and personal. I put myself on a payroll. I stacked money. She got me ready for IRS. She got me together. Like, she got me together, and she taught me so much. And I was like, wow. She was like, put this money away. And it was times when business got slow, I was still stable. Like,
put that money away.
A lot of people don't know that, but hairstylists,
I would have been blowing it up in school. Like, I got my own business. Y'all see my new Jordan?
Funny thing is that I went to school and I still do this. Like, I just put this wig on for the interview, but I go to school with Meeks. Like, I go to school looking bummy because I really never cared. Like, that's not, like, I've never really cared about none of that. So she had me said, like, there was a time I stopped working and everything, but I had money put aside. If I know better now, if you're watching this and you're looking to get your own suite or whatever, use business funding, apply for grants and stuff. You could use the government money. But back then, I didn't know. And it's okay because you learn through experiences. But I stacked my money. I stacked my money up, and I said, cool, this is what I want to do. It was actually like June 25th, June 24th, around that time. I went to Pennsylvania, and it was my little brother's birthday, so we went to Pennsylvania to celebrate his birthday. And the previous place I went and toured, it didn't go how it was supposed to go. Like, I thought I was securing a spot, but I was like, be patient. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I didn't pray on it. No, I did pray on it. I prayed on it, but I wasn't that heavy on prayer. But I went ahead and I was like, all right. My mom was like, Mila, it's just not the time, did it? I'm like, girl, you don't know me, but I'm not one of them girls. I'm about to get this spot. She didn't know for real. Like, she didn't know what I was about to do. So I have the money. I'm just like, yeah, okay. I know, like, I'm doing research. I need security deposit first month rent. I got you. I never had to worry about a thing. So then after that, I went and I started printing out mad places. I was marking up the papers, the benefits, the this, reaching out to the relatives, speaking to them. And it was actually the relative that I got this place through. And she was like, when we were sitting there, we signing paperwork and everything. I'm signing whatever the case is. My mom was like, you know how old she is? She's 16. She said, you been the one texting me? I'm like, sure am, girl. You ain't about a little girl me. And she was this white woman. She was just so, like, her energy was so amazing. That was another reason I went there. And I was sitting there, I had my money ready. I was like, I don't like this. show me the next thing. I don't like this, show me the next one. Like, I'm like, all right. And then I never allowed my excitement to overshow, and like, because I could have said yes to the first place. I went ahead and I was like, all right, cool. Next thing, I'm like, I still have money. Thanks to me being financially responsible, I have money put aside. So when it came to getting everything for the space, I was able to get that. And I invested my money into that. But that's really how I did that. Like, I think it was just being patient because I wanted it a long time. But I said, I'm gonna go ahead. Like, my mom didn't know that was the day we was gonna leave there with that. I'm like, girl, oh, what they need to run your credit? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, cause you know, I'm on the age, so some things is on her name. She like, what does mean? My rent going up? No, like my mom really trusts me to the point. Like, she know I make sure the bills is paid. Like, when we in March, April been paid. Like, I'm that type of person. I'm very responsible because I don't like to
You
fumble
need
the
to
bag.
teach me. Yeah, I'm not. I ain't gonna lie.
So it's like, all right, be on top of yourself. But also, I think the major thing is be appreciative of what you've been blessed with before. Because even when I was working and working from home, like, I would clean up, like I had my setup was beautiful, clients still felt comfortable, the TV was there, like my mom took me to IKEA, we got furniture. So it's like, before you take your baby steps, because your season is coming, you just gotta take it at your own pace.
Yep. And don't force it. Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. So you have your salon suite, you're an entrepreneur, and you're also in school.
Yeah.
How are you balancing everything?
School.
With all of this.
Yeah,
And
it is.
speaking,
I'm
and
not
speaking,
gonna lie.
and motivating people.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's really a lot.
I can imagine.
I don't like when people be like, "Oh, she's amazing." I'm like, to be honest, someday I'm like, what am I really doing? Because I only have 24 hours in a day, and as a student, like, I recently transferred, and what a lot of people don't even know, when I transferred, half of my credits didn't even transfer, so now I gotta work 10 times harder. And it's like the academics was totally different. And previously in November, like, everything shifted because I came from a charter school to a public school now. Okay. So it's a whole different system. So now it's like, I'm now getting the flow. I'm in my junior year right now. I'm now getting in the flow of really being a student. So it's like, I'm not focused on being the top in my class, but I'm focused on learning to show up and really do this. Like, last marking period, I think, like, I got 90s and 92 90s in my AP classes. I got some good grades, and I was like,
and this is the grades that go to the college you want to go to. So
I know. I'm not even thinking about going away and none of that.
I slacked off. I didn't slack off too much, but my senior year, I was like, I already know what colleges I'm going to. So
I would say I'm not. I'm just like, right now, God, show me the way, because whoever giving money, that's where I'm going. That's who I'm committed to be honest. I need a full ride, and I have that in the bag already. I just got to maintain it. But with everything, when you're so focused on, like, right now, I put business on a pause for a minute so I can focus on my academics, because there's no true balance to this. Like, you either pour into one cup more than you pour into the next. Like, there's no balance to business if you're an entrepreneur. Because every day, like, when I tell you, I wake up early, I don't go to bed till later. Like, that's the sacrifice I have to make. And some days I just don't feel fulfilled. Some days I just feel like, damn, I wish I could do more. But it's like, you got to extend grace to yourself. But watch me in the summer. In the summer, look, I got my SAT prep books right here. But in the summer, full mode, entrepreneur mode, I'm bringing in a big bag. Like, I'm securing all the bags and all the connections and stuff. But right now, it's like, I'm extending myself grace, because I know when my time comes, I'm gonna do my big one.
What do you want to study in college? Are you? I'm assuming business.
That's what I said, but I really don't even know. Like, I still got to do a lot of research on the college stuff, because my mom graduated from college when she was like in her 30s. So it's like, that's totally different. Like, I'm right now trying to work on a personal statement, apply for more scholarships and stuff like that. And I'm just like, it's nobody really holding my hand through this process. So I'm
going away?
No, I'm staying here. I want to stay here. Because I'm not trying to be in debt. Yeah, I don't want to be in debt. That's what if HBCUs don't give you that much money, They don't. So I'm not trying to be in debt. And
as a person who got accepted to one, went for a year, came my black ass back.
for real,
So I went to Clark Atlanta. It's crazy because I
that's
graduated top
where
of my
everyone
class.
want me to go.
Look, wait. So I graduated top of my class. I received scholarships from every school I wanted to go to. I got into every school I wanted to go to except for Spelman and Howard. I didn't get to those two schools. And I really wanted to go to Howard because I really wanted to go to DC because I'm like, oh, that's close to New York. But I think Clark Atlanta, a recruiter came to my school. And at that time, recruiters would come to speak to us, just the students who were like the top of their class. So it's me and like two other girls. Some people, some stragglers, but they mostly were interested in us three. And this was like after the application processes for colleges. They was like, yeah, we could get you in. Boom, boom. I applied, got in. And I wanted to go to Atlanta too because I watched all the movies. I'm like, I want to go to Atlanta. They didn't give me no money. They didn't give me no money, but I went because I was fiending to go to Atlanta. I didn't know much about the college process. I didn't know every year the tuition goes up. That one year at Clark Atlanta put me like in 30,000. That was like 30,000 in debt for 1 year. 1 year. I transferred to a PWI upstate New York. Literally nothing but grants they gave me. Nothing. If I had a loan, it was like a loan for like 5,000. That's already paid off.
Yeah.
But everything I got from them was grants and scholarships, and I never looked back.
And the other thing about college, like for somebody that's been a hustler for so long, like I'm not trying to be in survival mode. I'm not trying to be nobody dorm eating ramen noodles. Like that's
happy you said that. I'm happy you said that. I've had people who graduate from HBCUs and their mindset is all about like it prepares you for life. You gotta hustle. You gotta make a way. I'm like, I'm already working 2 jobs in college. When I was at the PWI, they made it very easy to be in school because I was vice president of the Black Student Union. I was in a club called Dance Ensemble. I was also, because when I moved off campus, because I was like, I don't want to stay on campus no more. I was commuting 2 hours to school and working 2 jobs. Yeah, and they made it easy. I was working 2 jobs, so I was really just trying to stack. I didn't really need to pay for nothing because I was already off campus, but they made it easy. Even though I was working on campus, I was tutoring, I was working for the security, like when the freshmen want to have company over, I gotta check the bags. Like I was working, but they made it easy. I didn't have to really be in super survival mode. The money I was getting is probably just so I could have food in my refrigerator. That's
the only reason I would want to go to HBCU is for the network. Yeah. That's the only benefit. But then also it's like, I know myself and I know my character. I need to be focused. Like, if I go to HBCU, I'm not.
Then you'll be turning up?
That's the thing. And it's like,
I personally think because you are so focused already, I really think, because you're already ahead of the curve. You already have a mindset where if you want to get something done, you're going to do it. If you have a goal, you're going to get there. Like, you're a person who has tunnel vision. I feel like if you get to a HBCU, you won't be too impressed by what's happening there. Like, you're going to be like, oh, this is what y'all doing? I've been doing that. Like, yeah, that's just go to class.
Another thing. Like, I've been, like, turned. So I went through that time already. So it's like, now I'm like, all right, what are we really doing? And it's like, let me tell you right now, I sleep on a queen size bed. I'm not downgraded. I sleep like a queen. I got my own bag.
Them college showers, I do not miss that.
I live rent free. I'm keeping that. I'm maintaining that. I'm not like, my goal is, I'm not one of them people like, oh, let me go get my own apartment. Anything. No, right now I just want to stack. I just want to build myself up.
And if I'm not in a rush,
you should. I'm not trying to, like, it's no rush with this whole process because it's like, I want to minimize my expenses and stuff like that. And then also being home, I like to eat. A lot of people don't know this about me, but I like to eat. Like, I need a full cooked meal when I come home type stuff. So right now I have the opportunity to stay in New York and they give me a dorm and stuff. And I need to be able to come see my family, be in my little life. Like, I need to be active. I'm not going to a whole nother state. I don't have no family.
I urge people to go away to college to get the experiences that you already had because you were an entrepreneur at a young age. That's the only reason I urge people to, like, if you have the opportunity to go away to school, if the money allows you to, do it to get that experience so you can mature, you can meet people. But you already did that. So I feel like you staying home and going to school won't hinder you because you already had these experiences.
And I can still get it in the field. Like, I could still pop up at CAU or Spelman. I can still
go visit for homecoming. They don't know who go there or not. Sure.
That's what I'm saying. I'll pop up, but I'm not willing to be in debt, like, for something. And that's smart. And I also need to just be a student, just pop in and out. Like, I need these next 4 years. I already don't like school. Like, I really don't. So I need these 4 years to be as smooth as possible. I need to stay tunnel vision. I just need to be like, let me handle my business. Let me pop in and out. But the major thing is that because we don't come from money. So I'm not about to build money. Like, that's
right.
To say my mom,
I think it's commendable that you have a business, but you still want to go to college. I was expecting you to say, like, after high school, oh, no, I'm going full entrepreneurship mode. But the fact that you still want to pursue a degree.
You know what's crazy? I had a conversation with this girl I became very close with from my new school. And we was on a train. We was kicking it today. And it was basically like, you know, if you want to hide some information from a Black person,
put it in a book.
And I feel like God told her to send me that message because it's like, all right, yes, you have all this motion right now, but the goal is to stay 20 steps ahead. I have moments, I'm like, let me, you come on social media, you see all of this, oh, people got big body bends off of lashes. What is going to be trending in 20 years? What is going to, like, right now, ebooks and stuff is not going to be the trend. Courses and stuff is not going to be trending in 20 years. I'm going to need a lot of people don't also know this, but I'm a 9-to-5 girl too. I love multiple streams of income. Mm-hmm. I love like I always say, I love being an entrepreneur and making money making my pay from a 9-to-5 per client. But I love money that's stable. Exactly. I love my 401k. I love knowing if something was to fail, I still got a paycheck coming. I'm lined up. I signed up for summer youth. I signed up for what I'm saying. I don't let nothing like. I don't give it an opportunity to shut down something because at the end of the day, there's skills that a 9-to-5 provides you that you can apply to your business. Like I don't think people coming into this field so young. There was, like I told you, there was people like Bigger Than Key that helped me out and gave me like information. But it's like I need more knowledge. I don't need to like try to take the fast route and then I'm just hitting the nail. Like I just need to be able to be knowledgeable.
You want sustainable money. You don't want the like people get the money and they don't like. I see so many people who have like a bunch of followers on Instagram, but you're not monetizing that. Like you just walking around with designer and followers
and just you're not
like picture. And you're thinking very strategically. You're thinking money. How can I turn everything into something that's like I don't have to work for this? Like you just want income that's coming.
Like people say, like, you know, you ever heard like stylists when they used to be shitting on 9-to-5 people, and it's like, bro, them the same people that pay your bills, and then people when they be like 9-to-5 people live paycheck to paycheck. It's a lot of hairstylists and service providers that live paycheck to paycheck too, but they live head to head. It's like, oh, I'm about to have this client, I'm about to pay my rent. Like, come on, don't shit on anybody, but strategize. A lot of people are like, I learned so much.
Some things don't work for everybody. I hated that everybody was telling everyone to be an entrepreneur. It's not for everyone.
It's not for everybody.
Because, like you said, those moments of self-doubt.
Sometimes the money don't come in, and you still gotta show up. You know how much
a lot of people are not built like that, and that's okay.
Like, I love my 9-to-5 people. Like, I love it because I respect it. Like, I have friends that's in that field, and I'm like, oh, let me know if your job hiring. Like, I'm that type of person because I see how, first of all, I'm an all over the place type of person. And I'm learning organization. I have this friend, she's like, her name is Genesis. She's like, Jamila, we was filming a podcast. She's like, you just want to jump. You need to organize. You need to get organizations. And that's simple stuff. Like you learn doing internships and stuff. You learn so much. Mm-hmm. I need the knowledge. I need to be a student so I could become a teacher. Mm-hmm. And even when I'm a teacher, I still need to remain a student. Like that's major to me. So it's like, I could tell myself I know it all, but the goal is really to stay 20 steps ahead. Like I was self-reflecting about this, but I'm like, you got to stay in the field to really secure the field. Like you got to really stay in the field.
Everybody's an entrepreneur. You have to know how to be the secretary, the janitor, and the CEO. And no shade. If you really don't be there.
And first of all, being an entrepreneur is not even a goal because the goal is to be a business owner. There's major difference between an entrepreneur and a business owner. Like I'm an entrepreneur because I put my hands in anything.
Come on, Gems.
Yeah, you entrepreneurs put their hands at anything. Literally, they be like, oh, okay, yes. But a business owner, they create systems and they create stable businesses. Like, do you have a business plan? Do you do this straight for it? So I have a couple just quick hustles. Like, entrepreneurs are hustlers. That's the mentality I have right now because I'm still young and stuff like that. But business owners, they're just trying to create assets, and it's a whole different.
You think it's a
ballgame. When I was in
transition?
Atlanta,
You start out as an entrepreneur till you figure out what sticks when it comes to your, I guess, your who you are as an individual.
yeah.
And then you become a business owner where you're taking that one thing that stick and now you're maximizing it.
Yeah. So like for me, when I was in Atlanta, I was the youngest in the room, and I learned so much.
Yes, let's talk about that. You were invited to Pinky, who you guys don't know. She is the millionaire who created the Slutty Vegan brand.
I didn't even know she was a billionaire. That's crazy. I just found that out today.
She went to Clark Atlanta, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
She has told me to go the American Sesh. I don't even know how to describe it. I just knew I was up in them comments because I'm like, girl, I need to be in that room. But just explain what the process was. And you were actually one of the people who got to be there.
Yes, it was amazing. It was just a room full of value and just opportunities, hustlers. Like, it was very inspiring to be in the room. You got like a lot of networking and resources and stuff like that. But I feel like, yes, be in the room, but it's mostly about what you do when you're outside of the room, like to maintain those relationships and stuff like that, and just making sure you stick to the blueprint. Like, there's so many people, like, because I was young, they wanted to help me out and they wanted to pour into me, and it's so many amazing individuals that I connected with. But also, it's like, it reminded me that everybody got their own story and everybody got their own journey, and it's to remain grounded and humble. Like, I watched like so many different women and heard their stories in that room. It was like, people think it's just about Pinky. It's not about Pinky. It's mainly she created the space for the audience and for people just to have a safe space for entrepreneurs and people that want to. Sorry, my alarm went off. But people that want to break generational curses and build family wealth. Like, it was just a whole bunch of brainstorming, and she's a creative. She's amazing. So I was very thankful for that. And lately, I've just been working on just making sure that I'm on top of my game. Like, I'm doing what I have to do, because that's a blessing alone to be in a room like that. But solely being in that room, after that, I was connected with amazing individuals, and I was able, like, I love Atlanta. If I could jump right now and just go to Atlanta, I love it
too, but not for the reasons you talking.
First of all, Atlanta whole world is just like, it's so, like, you go out there and you meet so many driven people. I don't know right now, I don't know if it's going to be like that in 10 years, but like, if you want to connect with valuable people and not like how they talk about in New York, like people that, you tell somebody you have a business out there, they be like, how can I add value? You tell somebody you got a business out there,
it's crazy. I had a guest on there. We were talking about this with the music scene. And she's actually from Atlanta. Shout out to Rachel Jackson, YouTube Music. And we were talking about, like, when it comes to artists in New York and Atlanta, I'm like, New York really used to be the hub of hip hop, and it's not anymore because there's too much of the crab in the barrel mentality. Nobody wants to put on and help each other. You go to Atlanta and do your music, and everybody's like, yo, we should get in the studio really quickly. Like, you just mess someone. Yo, we going to the studio after this, hop on this song. Like, just that. They want to collaborate. And we need that.
Find like-minded people out there. So I was in classes about investment, property, so much more. And it just opened my mind to be like, wealth is more than being in the beauty industry. Like, I want the girlies to get out of the mindset that, oh, wealth is just being in the, being a hairstylist, being this. The goal is to really have property, buy the block back. And that's always been, like, if you've been following me for a while, you guys know, like, that's always something that's been on my mind. So now it's like, if I have this source of income, the money I make behind the chair, what can I do with it? What can I build some assets? Can I create some assets for my family? Like, what can I truly do with that? But being alone and doing this alone, like, yes, you saw a whole bunch of people deep, like, in that room for me, and I'm so grateful for that. Yes, I have a tribe, but I'm really walking this walk alone.
Because going through the actual process and the
journey is solo. The journey is very solo. I want to make that clear. Like, the journey that I'm on, my mom right now, she's trying to figure some stuff out with my business taxes right now. But, like, the walk I'm on is alone. Because if I stop, they're going to be like, why she gave up? Damn, I was wondering what she was doing. Nobody really going to give a crap. So it's like, I'm on just walk alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I gotta really take the L's. I gotta eat it up. I gotta go ahead and get myself back up. And it's not easy at all. But I'm the chosen one, and this is what it comes with.
So being a chosen one, how important is it for you to be a role model to young girls, and how do you want to inspire them?
I feel like, okay, so it's very important for me. Like, I value it. Like, I always tell people, you're gonna come to me and you're gonna agree with some things and you're gonna disagree with some things, and that's totally fine. Like, I'm not here to be like, I could care less about all of that. But I think my favorite part about, and someone recently asked me this, but my favorite part about entrepreneurship is the influence it has provided me with, because I've been able to provide so much value to so many people and just pour into others. Like, yes, it's amazing to fill my own cup, but when I fill somebody else's cup, it feeds my
Mm-hmm.
spirit. And it lets me know that I gotta keep on going. Like, when people DM me and they be like, "Oh, girl, yeah," and when people stop me in the street, I'm like, "I ain't Beyonce, but come on now, Chad." Like, stuff like that. When people be like, "Oh, you're the reason," like, you. When people leech on me, like, that's just that sense of community. That's very important to me. Support, simply, like, people supporting me, I value that. Like, I go so hard, and it's stuff I do in private for my supporters. Like, there's stuff, like, I remember this time, it's someone that even turned on me. There's this time this woman was in a shelter. She had a newborn, and I bought her, like, her kid mad clothes. And mind you, I was like 13 or something. I sent her letters, sent her mad stuff, and then one time she was mad that I said no extra guests at her appointment, and she just blocked me on stuff on Instagram. But, like, some stuff like that, like, I value people in connections. So I value just people pouring into me and just, like, keep going, keep going. Like, that feeds my spirit, because I need that. Like, you're nobody without support. I don't care what nobody, "Oh, you don't need support." No, yes, you do. Because whether that be the family support, your public support, like, the reason that I've been able to do everything is because of my supporters. Like, people that literally said, "Let me invest in this little girl." People that came and booked this little girl. Like, it's deeper than what it seems to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the influence that I can have, I've been doing a lot of speaking engagements. I've been doing a lot of give backs. I think it's really important to me, because I want people to know that you're not your past. And one day I would fully share my testimony, but I overcame a lot over the years. At a young age, like, I was literally thrown in survival mode. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, right now, I'm making my American dream really happen. So I want other girls to know it's very possible. Like, that's always been my goal, is to inspire and be the motivation.
Are there other entrepreneurs, or let's just say Black women in general, who have inspired you to get to this point?
Yeah, I have a couple. My mentor, Mr. Zeke. I have a couple. Like, I have amazing people in my
Crystal,
life.
that's my
Yes.
girl. Her birthday tomorrow too.
Yes. It's like I have some amazing people in my, like, community overall. Every day I'm inspired. Like, Black women, everybody that's just doing their thing and walking in their purpose. Like, sometimes I log into Instagram and I'm inspired. Like, I don't think it gotta be certain people, like, alone. But I look at a woman and just, like, I was on the train the other day and I seen this woman, like, she's a mother. She had her child in her hand. She had a child in her shoulder. She looked overwhelmed, but she was breathing. Like, she was, and her strength alone fed my spirit. So
Wow.
stuff like that, like, I use my environment as my strength. Like,
You
that's really what
mentioned
I'm looking for.
in the beginning that you like read books and podcasts. What are some of the podcasts and books that you've read that kind of helped
Recently
you
I've
along
been
your
listening
journey?
to Know For Sure Pod. I listen to Sarah Jakes. I listen to a lot of different things. I don't really know the names off my head, but $1,000,000 worth of game. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I jump around. Like, I'll, depending on how I'm feeling in the moment, I'll look up something based on that topic. And whatever I come across, I like to listen to Black women's, but be only for the fact, like, it's relatable. I don't like people talking at me, but I like, transparent stuff. Like, keep it a
I like
buck.
getting yelled at. Like, one of my favorite podcasts, everybody knows this. I'm a big Amanda Seals fan,
Mm-hmm.
and she has a podcast called Daily Small Doses. I say Daily Dose, Small Doses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like I started listening to a podcast in 2019. I was a receptionist at the time. I would be at work at my desk just listening to it. And all her episodes are called like side effects of something. And and I relate to her because I feel like she's kind of like me, where we're very aggressive, like being smart, being aggressive. Our delivery is passionate, and people can't take to that.
And
so we're
people
we're not
misunderstood
everyone's
it,
cup of tea.
misunderstand sometimes.
Yes.
They'll call
They're
you
more so
angry
concerned about
black
my
woman.
delivery than the content of what I'm saying. The context of what I'm saying. But she has like so many good episodes, like side effects of communication or side effects of art, or it's just so many different ones. But I really like, and that's actually why I started my podcast. Her podcast made me think, you know what? I got some shit I could share to people.
I'm supposed to work on my podcast too, but I feel like I gotta get through some things first before I really work on that. Because it's like when you're pouring into others, you gotta make sure like you're hold on a different level. So it's like you don't want to be saying some ignorant shit. You don't want to be just saying some shit just out of emotions. Like I can't, in this season of my life, I can't afford to just act out of emotion. So everything I do is intentional. So right now I'm like, let me give it some time. It's like I filmed a couple episodes and stuff, but I still gotta give it some time.
I would say make your podcast very focused on a specific thing, like how this is specifically for people who want like gems or empowerment or to be inspired to go after whatever you're creative, or artist, a professional, whatever. Then I've told people, if you invite me as a guest on your show, it can't be anything that's just about anything. Like, I'm over the relationship talk, black men, black women, 50-50. Like, I'm over that. I want to empower people. And I recently went on a podcast thinking I was talking about that, and we ended up just talking about sex the whole time. And it was fine. But the moment as we were done recording, I said to myself, this is, again, the first and the last time I'll be on podcasts like this, because that's not the type of content I want to promote. That's not the type of stuff I want. And not saying I'm not prissy, but I just reached a point in my life where I'm really particular about the content and the stuff that my name is attached to, because like I have a purpose. I know that there are people who are watching me and seeing my journey from how I started to where I am now. And I want to make sure I'm always just pouring into people. And I feel like it's so much content out there that's not helping us. So I don't want to contribute to any more of that. I want to be a breath of fresh air.
That's why I've been turning down some speaking engagements and stuff, because I'm not just coming in the room to come in the room.
I saw that.
I'm not too interested. Like, I don't do things for looks. I don't really care for all this extra stuff. And I don't like the word woman empowerment when there's no true empowerment in it. So it's like right now I like authentic spaces. I don't like where people shit on people, because as fast as you get it, you will lose it.
I would say I've been to many events similar to yours, and I'm big off energy. I could tell who's there just to say they was there. I could tell who. But one thing about your event when I went, the energy was A1. Like everybody was there to get gems. But just the people in the crowd too, who also had something to share. How everyone, it was one girl.
It felt like a safe space.
It's a true safe space. Like it wasn't, you gotta come and be dressed up. It was the one girl who came, was like, I came with my afro. And she was just like, I just wanted to be comfortable. And it's like, that's how it should be. I feel like it's too many events and spaces for entrepreneurs.
Like, you gotta be it's just a certain girl, aesthetic pleasing, like a life.
And people don't want to talk to you if you're not doing anything. Like, it was so many girls at your event who was coming up to me who was so scared to talk. And I was like, girl, breathe. I don't know why you shy. Like, I'm like, it's okay. Like, we can connect. This is a safe space. And I could tell that came from probably going to spaces where someone probably made them feel bad for coming up to them.
Made them feel little. I remember when people make me feel little. I don't like that. And that's why, like, I even find myself, I probably made somebody feel little before too. And it probably depends on the season of life I was in the moment. I really apologize. Like today, I couldn't see this girl and she was waving at me and I made a face, but I didn't notice that she was waving at me. And I was with my friend. She was like, why would you do that? I was like, girl, I didn't do that on purpose. I had to go. I left my classroom. I went to the other girl class. I was like, so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. She's like, girl, I knew you couldn't see. But I'm like, stuff like that, because I don't ever want somebody to feel little. Like, I know how that feels. I know how it feels to be a mean girl, because that was me at one point. And I never want to be portrayed as that, or even have that influence on somebody, and like to make somebody feel.
I think people they don't remember your name or what you look like. They're going to remember how you made them feel.
Exactly.
And that's why I've always said, if I don't gotta sit at the table because you chicks want to keep me out, I'll create my own.
Yeah.
And that's all I've been doing, is just creating my own lane, my own platform. Which is why I asked the question about the podcast. I'm like, not even a podcast. You doing not speaking engagements. You can be your speaking engagement.
Yeah.
You can have these events because you did that one. I thought it was beautiful. I'm like, where's the next one? Shit.
I was supposed to do one in July. Let's see what God got in store.
But I like that you're like, you're not forcing it, but you're like, it's meant to happen.
Yeah, if it's meant to happen, it'll be happen. I don't really care to do a lot of things just to do it. Like, I want to be more intentional. Like, when, even though I know people will leave the room full, but like, if I'm not ready to pour in, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, and that's okay, and that's perfectly fine. I think that's a good approach. You're being conscious of your energy. Yeah. So if you don't have the energy, I'd rather not do it instead of coming with not even my full potential.
Exactly.
And now it looks like she's not interested. She don't want to be here. No, girl, I'm dealing with some mental shit.
Exactly. And
I'm trying to figure out how to make $1 million an hour.
Exactly. And it's not like, I really like, it's not much to talk about anymore. Like, when I see what's on social media, so I don't even care for it no more, because it's like, oh, I could teach you how to make $100K. Like, it's so, like, now today's focus is so repetitive. Like, it's so much materialistic stuff that's being valued when character needs to be valued. Like, people over here talking about, let me show you, oh, I made this much, grab my course. No, be kind. Like people be thinking because they got this or third and fourth, they can shit on people and they don't gotta be a nice person. Like, come on now. We gotta realize, like, the motion that they put out there ain't really motion. That's not motion. Like, you got a couple bands. Let me see what you did with the band. Right. Let me see, like, that's what it really matters.
But
like,
you need me to pay for you to get these bands. Like, I want to see that.
Like somebody will be on here saying they open their own stuff up and it was a whole man behind them. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's like, you gotta
the facade. Like, you ain't telling the full story.
You gotta watch your own journey.
Right.
You gotta be able to watch your own journey. Don't sit there and compare yourself to nobody.
So as we come to an end, just last 2 questions. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Authentic, outspoken, and
I would say
precious. Oh,
I think you are a true gem. You know how people say things? Well, you ever see when people post somebody dropping a gem and they be like, oh, protect this person at all costs?
Yes.
You are that person. Like, you need to be protected. From the moment I met you, I'm like, this girl needs to be protected.
Thank you.
Like, she's a gem. She's literally wise beyond your years. Like, and I'm so happy that you're someone in this generation, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what your generation got going on, and I gave up on y'all. But to know that there's a woman like you.
I gave up on. I don't think I was meant to be in that generation.
Inspiring. I feel that way about my own generation. I feel like, child, I was supposed to be with my mother and them. I was supposed to have been born in the 60s or something, 70s maybe. But I think having you and the fact that you want to inspire and pour people, and I'm like, they're good. They're in good hands now. They're in good hands.
Thank you.
And
I be like, don't watch. I feel like when I really blow up and I make it, they gonna really look back at certain stuff and they gonna like, what's the word? They gonna question my character a couple times.
People. I'm gonna say something I learned about me. People are used to Gion who fight, because I was a fighter. People are used to that Gion. They're not used to who I am now. So when I don't hang out with people and they see who I've evolved, and this is how you know you outgrew your friends, but they can't even pivot to who the woman you are now. So when I know people can't pivot to who I am, but they only see me as 18-year-old Gion, I'm damn near 30. You still talking about something I did when I was 21. Like, people don't want to see that growth. They won't acknowledge it. They're going to talk about all the old things you've done and not looking at the woman you are today now. And that's okay. That's fine.
That's totally fine. I'm okay with that.
I just want to put no energy into it.
Yeah,
I don't know what that girl is
understand anymore. That it took some time. And when I do make it, those that counted me out, it's like, ain't no hate. There's no hate. Like, lately I've been learning, pray for your enemies, pray for, like, there's people in my life that they shit on me. It's so many people like that. And there's so many people that don't even want to see me breathe for real.
It's something my last guest said about that, like, you counted me out. She said something that was perfect for this. She's like, you counted me out, but that's okay. You just got to watch the journey like everybody. She said you got to watch it like everybody else. you could have came along for the ride, but you missed the train. Like something like that.
That's really the thing, because it's like a lot of the situations be like, you could have a seat at the table too. I'm not greedy. You can eat with me. But because
you showed me your character, and I don't need that energy right now.
Because you showed your ass, and I'm thankful you did. You're not with me no more. That's fine. That's totally fine, because it's a season and it's a reason behind everything. And I ain't got a question to think, but I want people to understand that behind what I'm go chasing right now, I'll get real lonely behind it. Because I used to be 20 deep every occasion. I used to be at every occasion. Now you can't even see me there if I'm not getting paid to be there. And if my intuition tell me I can't be in the room, I won't be in the room.
And that's
like this,
smart.
When was it? Sunday, I got my face beat and everything. I came straight to my bed. Because I realized, like, this season of my life, I can't be in rooms like this no more. This is not me no more. I need to stay still for a moment. I need to be present in the moment.
You have a bigger purpose. You have a much larger purpose.
And a larger audience to reach. And it's like, also, there was a moment that I was running from who I used to be. And I realized, like, that's still a major connection to me. I got to go back to my community. I got to offer those job opportunities. I got to provide those resources and stuff, because it's another me in there. Like, there's another me,
and they need to
see that it's capable of happening. And I'm still on this journey. I'm still chasing my dreams. I'm making shit happen. No handouts, no type of handout. Like, when I tell you my own blood shit on me, like, it's so many people that do it, and I don't care. Like, they just gonna have to keep watching.
Because you just gotta focus on the people who are watching, are appreciative, are grateful, who want to pour into you, and also the people who need to hear from you. Like, all that negative stuff, it actually makes the journey more fun, because it's like, I'm about to prove y'all wrong. And it's like every time I get a blessing, and I know my page is public, I know somebody watching who don't like me, I'm like, I know you over there punching air. I know you
fake pages be fake paging, and it's okay. Keep watching, because the motion ain't gonna stop. And when the motion take a pause, I'm gonna resume. All right,
exactly.
And my motion comes from being my authentic self, so it's gonna always bring in a couple dollars. All right, so like I got this. And the thing is, like, what people don't know, I really get everything I get is from the mud. Like, it's from me sitting there and crying. Like, y'all don't see it, but I cry behind what I want. The moment when they declined me for the initial space, I went ahead and I cried about it, but I got right back in the field. Because I'm not letting up. I'm not one of them. I wasn't one of them yesterday. I'm not one of them today, okay? Like, if you don't know that, I am not one of them, and that's totally okay. I'm a force to be reckoned with, and you got to understand that. Like, the women that I come from, my tribe, my mentors, my aunties, everybody, like, you got to understand, they some strong, powerful women. My ancestors fought for me to be in this position. I ain't letting up.
Come on.
I'm the chosen one. Like, I got to let people know. I really, and I'm learning also, when you're humble, you be humble, but don't let people play with you. There was a season of my life that I allowed a lot of people play with me, play with my character, and it's like, damn, I allowed you to get too comfortable. But in this season, if you ain't getting with the program, you gotta go.
And with that, because I know Instagram gonna cut us off.
Oh yeah,
I have to do a 2-part. But I thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having
so many great gems. You are an amazing woman. I know there's so much in store with you. I can't even talk. So much in store for you. If you ever need anything on my end, let me know. I'm always down to help you. And let the people know where they can find you.
Y'all better add me on Instagram and book y'all appointments. Send your homegirl, send everybody. Come on now. The first is coming up. And y'all need to book y'all appointments. If you know anybody that need a booth for rent, tell them hit me up also. But follow me. Like, support is very important for my businesses to run. Like, you want to see me run? You want to see me win? You want me to be the next Oprah? I was going to say Oprah. But yeah, support me. Share my page with others. Let somebody know. Don't be stingy with this information. But we got one more minute left.
At MILATHECEO. Yes. Follow her. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Love ya.
Later. Bye.